So, what about? I'd like to talk about injury a little bit, because in my own experience with yoga, what you just said rings very true, actually, and I remember I started to realize that yoga was actually very powerful as a physical metaphor for other portions of my life, and that, for example, if I was dealing with something out in the world, seemed like a limit, I could actually watch how I dealt with limits by watching how I was dealing with the limits I was encountering in my asana practice, and noticing my mind, my reaction, all that, and going, oh, it's the same I have in the world. And then, as you jump into practice and focus into the practice and go, okay, I'm going to expand that, I'm going to master that, there's also the potential for injury as you start to try to achieve this liberation. Now you're doing it in asana practice, and maybe you could speak about that, because that's another rising issue in the yoga community, industry.
Yes, very much.
Yeah.
See, like I said before, traditional yoga has always understood that perfection is not possible in the world. This is why modern yoga needs to redefine what is perfection, what is mastery. We cannot randomly use the words like this. What is mastery? What is perfection? What is it when you say, wow, I have perfected that asana? For example, traditionally there is a concept called Asana Siddha. Asana Siddha means the master of asana. So who is an Asana Siddha? Asana Siddha is somebody who can sit in one place without movement for more than 4 hours. So only such person, many monasteries or schools of thought have their own definitions. Right? But I'm just giving you an average. So mastery of an asana is not in the movement, but in the stillness. So traditional yoga has always understood this. If tomorrow Tom comes and tells me I have mastered an asana, I will not tell him, take your yoga mat and show me how you do it. No. I will say, sit there, and I will clock him. So traditional view of asana mastery is not in the movement, but in the stillness. Okay, you do 100 sun salutations, but has your 100 sun salutations made you sit in one place, motionless, for X amount of time? No. You just wasted your time. This is the definition of asana in Hatha Yoga. Every practice of movement should lead you to stillness. One beautiful traditional old Hatha Yoga scripture from 10th century, Hatha Yoga scripture, defines asana as asanasya rajo hanti. Asanasya is from a scripture called Goraksha Vachana Sangraha. Okay? Not many have heard of this scripture, but it is a very pure Hatha Yoga scripture. I'm not defining asana according to Patanjali, who had nothing to do with physical asanas like we do. This is another confusion of modern yoga. Anyway, but asanasya rajohanti. Asanasya means asana is rajo. Raja means rajasic energy. What is raja? Rajas, movement, discontent, the need to be active. And hanta means to stop or to actually kill. Asanasya rajohanti. So asana is the one that stops movement, or at least unnecessary, unconscious, impulsive movement. So beautifully, the definitions are clear in traditional yoga. What is asana? Asana is the process that can stop unnecessary, impulsive, spontaneous movements. So when a person says, I have mastered my asana, what does he mean? This is why I'm saying, it's time has come that we all define and don't ridiculously just use the jargons because we know the words. So when a person says, I have perfected my practice, has that practice led him to stillness? It's a question. So when modern yoga says that perfection of practice has happened, according to yoga, perfection is one and one only. And that is union with the universe. There is no other perfection more than this. When you ultimately unite with God, or your mergence with the macrocosm, when the micro merges with the macro, it is perfection. Anything apart from that is not perfection, it is just a journey. This is the traditional meaning. What is the modern meaning? Now, body. I will tell you where the injury comes from. Now, the body is a beautiful structure, but it has limitations. In anatomy, we call it range of motion. Now, if your definition of perfection is broader than the range of motion of the joint, injury. If your greed for perfection is more than the capability of the muscle pull, muscle tear. This is why since last 1.5, 2 years, repeatedly I have asked my students and others too to define. When they say practice, what is practice? When they say, I want to perfect my headstand, I say, wait. What is perfect for you? You know, like for example, when I travel so much, so many yoga teachers will come and say, oh, I practice so much, but I still don't feel calm and quiet. So I say, wait, what do you mean by practice? I do asanas 2 hours a day. So the definition of practice is only asanas. But yoga is so broad. Are you practicing something else? You know, so we all need to define. That's why I'm leaving it very open-ended. Because there's no fixed answer. It's very, very personal.
It'll be up to the teachers and the students as to where their focus is,
Absolutely. But it should be looked at as a journey. And you can't expect perfection in the body. For the mind, perfection is something, but the capability of the body is not so much. Secondly, also from the evolutionary point of view, the body is really beautifully created for us to do a variety of movements and tasks. But what has modern man done to the body? Modern man has destroyed it. Like nowadays they say sitting is the new smoking. We are sitting 8 hours, 10 hours. The joint that is supposed to be supple has become like a concrete. Right? So imagine a person who is sitting in the office 8 hours, okay? And then suddenly on the weekend, Friday evening, he realizes, oh, I have a stressful week, I should go for yoga. And that person goes for yoga. Imagine 5 days, Monday to Friday, that person has been sitting on a chair for 8-10 hours, and suddenly he goes to yoga class where the teacher says, come on, you have to reach the floor today, you have to reach the floor today. And of course, group dynamics, peer pressure, the person will struggle to reach the floor and bang. Sacroiliac joint dislocation or whatever. So many things can happen. So there's a large responsibility on the yoga teacher himself or herself in how he or she orients the students.